Well, my name is Daisuke Wakisaka. I'm working for Keidanren, but today what I'm talking is my personal opinion and does not represent any organization I belong to. Well, our article focuses on policies of highly skilled migration in Japan and the UK. Traditionally, uh, Japan and the UK are regarded as quite different countries in terms of migration policies. Well, Japan has been long recognized as a negative case where much tighter restrictions on migration have been observed. On the contrary, the UK has experienced prototype Western immigration trajectories. We firstly challenged these traditional views, showing the similarities between the two countries on highly skilled migration policies. Firstly, we clarified the similar legislative structure in both countries. Then we documented the trajectories of migration policies by breaking down the development into three phases in each state. The key contributions we present is that both countries followed a similar path to attract highly skilled migration, prompted by a market-driven model, which enables highly skilled migration to be sold to publics to hostile to international migration.
So although the countries have traditionally been seen as rather different in terms of immigration and their histories and all sorts of related questions, we do find quite closely related trajectories and experiences insofar as high-skilled migration is concerned in both Japan and the UK. And these follow different phases which don't match completely in terms of their timeline, but which nevertheless show that both governments or successive governments in both countries have tried to attract high-skilled migration, at least in terms of their public discourse, whilst also emphasizing the restrictions on lower skilled migration. The problem that we find is that sometimes these plans do not fully bear out in terms of the actual numbers of high-skilled migration migrants attracted to each country. The main difference between Japan and the UK, and the reason why that this is a timely article, is that for the UK, of course, leaving the European Union and cutting off one of the main routes for high-skilled migrants to come to the UK means that Japan and the UK are in a similar situation in terms of the global war for talent, in terms of trying to find, perhaps amongst the same pool of people who are able and willing to move to one of the other countries. So it's a very, very important time, particularly for the UK as it tries to reinvigorate its migration system, whilst at the same time being aware that high-skilled migrants from the rest of Europe will no longer be able to come under the same conditions.